God's gonna one hit me, bitch. Taking forever.
Oh shit.
Sento no problemas y si causa peritos y peripascos elefant, elephant, elephant, it's almost so.
Did they tell you that you're supposed to?
Oh shit, we're getting beat the fuck up, huh? Getting beat up, huh? Huh, tough guy? Huh, tough guy? Getting beat up, tough guy?
Oh shit.
Tough guy? Yeah, that's yeah, tough guy.
People really still be littering. That's so crazy. So I found it. That was me.
Littering is cringe.
Literally. Estamos todos, estamos todos, esa cosa.
Yo, Infamous, this was gonna be the picture that I picked. Yeah, I mean, but his neck was weirdly just like randomly too long. I looked at it, and I'm like, why the fuck is his neck so long in this?
Oh, I could have edited that.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Because this was the picture that I wanted to. Like, this was perfect. And I'm like, wait, why the fuck is his neck so long?
Profile photo for your
Oh my
Discord?
god, why is his neck really long? What the fuck?
Right? Yeah, profile photo for the Discord memes. It's gonna be the
I'm sorry.
Fish business email PFP.
Oh, okay.
Hey, if you can still use this one, Infamous, that would be fucking amazing. Because the Makoto Naegi one I sent you was just like a runner-up. It's literally just because like I noticed like, oh my god, the neck looks weirdly long in this.
Yeah, I'll try.
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
just need
You're a
serifs
beast.
as well.
Hold on. I think he just sent it to me.
What's on
actually.
his eyes?
This one.
I'm confused.
This is the one. Yeah, this is the one Anthony wants to use, brother.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me set that up then.
Well, that's Uriel. Bastard.
Yeah, I almost forgot he liked Bastard, and that's where his name comes from.
Seraph, yeah. Seraph Angels. I'm glad I got him to read it on a whim. Ya quieres a fami sin cariños, eres bastamos dos, eres bastamos cosas.
Oh, it's from Claymore.
Huh?
Hmm?
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 Hey, yo, Mist, your volume on your stream is like really low.
Hmm?
Are you debating
Yes.
Tone Boy?
Hmm?
Mike?
What happened?
Mist, your
Are you debating
volume...
Tone Boy?
What?
No, I am not debating anyone.
Yeah.
Mist,
Not-
your volume on the stream is like really low. Like we can barely hear. At least I can barely hear your machine and Mikey.
Wait, why am I on streams?
Oh, because I started it up right now. I've been started it up.
Oh,
I
and
didn't
he
sign
sent
up
me
for this.
another one. He sent me another one, a PNG of Nico in a suit. Actually, he might prefer this one.
I
Whatever
didn't
he's with.
sign any documents for my voice
Which
to be
actually, yeah, he
used
said
in
whichever's
streams.
Where's the contract?
Right.
But fucking yeah, he said whichever one's easier for you, Infamous. He's okay with either. I
Alright.
just sent the other one.
I want 25% share of all recordings that my voice is included.
Okay.
Imagine Miss Stream blow. Miss says that now, but imagine his stream blows up after this.
25% of everything you make that I'm in, you have to give me 25% of it.
Okay.
That's a lot. Per.
This just
Now we have it
becomes
on
one of the
recording,
most
so all you have to say.
one of the most
Now we have
viewed
it.
VODs on Twitch.
Right? You become a Twitch subscriber, whatever the fuck they call them.
Twitch
I'm
for
sorry, that was probably really wrong.
I don't know
Twitch
what they're called
subscriber.
either. I think they're
Yeah.
Oh,
Twitch sub.
Twitch
A Twitcher?
Twitch partner.
Oh, there it is. Now we're
Twitcher?
talking. A Twitcher?
Yo, y'all remember that movie Twitches, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Nah.
of course. Queen.
That shit was fire.
Twins big like Tia Tamara.
Shit was
Hey,
straight
Rolo,
fire.
like
That
Chia.
shit excited me so much as a little kid because I liked Tia and Tamara when I was like a younger little kid. So when I saw
Yeah,
Twitches, I'm like, oh shit.
They were on Sister Sister.
Mm-hmm.
Queens.
Oh, her name is Teresa. Teresa of the Faint Smile.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to your soul.
My soul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What are you saying?
They say that you have 2 wolves.
One is cringe, the other is cringe.
Mm-hmm.
No, one is cringe, the other is gay. My two
Pick your
halves.
poison, I guess.
No,
Pick your
not your
poison.
homophobic era. What the fuck? Whoa, calm down, Ronald Reagan over there. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. No luck is infecting me. What is going on here?
You need to stop hanging around him so much. That is. That's hilarious.
I unironically apologize if you like if anybody
Oh, no.
homophobic or anything like that. By
I'm
the way.
joking.
I was being cringe.
No,
sorry.
it's okay.
If anybody like, or you know what I mean?
Oh
Pick
my
your
God.
Sorry.
poison, please. That's your homophobia, sir. Oh no.
Oh my god, I was just being cringe. I'm sorry.
It's funny you're apologizing. It's okay. Thank you, though.
Oh shit.
Bro, I was watching, okay, bro, I fell asleep watching a Snapcube stream. And then I woke up, and for some reason, Jordan Peterson was just playing on my TV really loudly. Like, I guess, like, YouTube just somehow made it to Jordan Peterson. I don't know why that's in my recommendeds, right? I don't know what YouTube's trying to say. But I think
What
YouTube's
is
trying to
her
tell me to
name?
clean my room. But Jordan Peterson just, like, was playing on my thing, and I couldn't find my fucking remote. So Jordan Peterson is just blasting in my fucking house, and I can't find my remote. I'm just like, yeah, fuck this, plug out my TV. I don't even want to put it back in, dude. I don't want anyone thinking I have a dirty room.
Dude, I clean out my room like every day, dude. My room stay clean. I can't do it. Especially now since I got this webcam and shit, bro.
Oh yeah,
And
they're
mine
gonna be
just
on
has
your fucking
clothes
ass.
everywhere. It has clothes
Yeah,
everywhere.
my room has fucking clothes everywhere.
Yep. That's literally it.
Dude. Clean
Yeah,
up your
that
room.
has found a photo.
New year, new room.
Yeah, it's
Need to
crazy.
clean
I
up.
got it. It's because I have several fucking hampers. I have like mad hampers. I have like
I
a
have
white
none.
hamper, a dirty
Whoa.
hamper.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, like
You call it hampers?
Yeah, the little things.
Yeah, do you
that you're
not?
closing.
No, we call them dirty clothes baskets.
They're
you
not
call them
really a
baskets over
basket.
there? Oh, we don't.
Are
I've
they
heard people
baskets?
say that.
Yeah,
So I know
dirty,
niggas
dirty
call
clothes
them that,
baskets. Yeah.
but- yeah, I know niggas call them dirty clothes baskets because I be hearing that shit. I've heard that shit. But we be calling them hampers.
What
out
does
here.
he want? Like, girl, leave me alone.
Y'all want to leave you alone, dog.
You're a beast. You're a meshy.
You're too much of a beast. They want your music takes. Come on.
Oh, me?
Tell them. Yes, tell them. Yeah, they want. Yeah, Give the
Who
chat
was
your music.
they?
No, the chat. Give them your music taste right now.
On what?
Right now. Do it.
Oh,
Do it.
okay.
Do it right now. You
I
won't.
like
Uh
Beyonce.
huh. Uh huh.
I like Madonna.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Oh shit! I forgot you were streaming right quick.
Yeah, I'm
I
waiting
like
on.
a
I'm waiting on.
Kid
I'm waiting on.
Twigs.
Trini to get ready. You getting ready?
I like Fiona Apple. I like Frank Ocean. I like Prince.
Mmm.
He's preparing
Like,
his mega document. Oh, Lily Pichu's streaming.
I like Jim Jackson. I like. Give me a topic. I like.
Did you say Prince yet?
Yeah.
I did say
Yeah, you
Prince.
say Prince. You remember? You
I-
remember when you had that Queen phase? Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do. Sadly.
You had a Queen
I-
phase?
Yeah, I love
both
that
of
Like the
us.
band?
Both of us. We had.
Yeah.
We had that
No, I love the Nicki Minaj album Queen. That's what we're talking about.
No, we're not talking about
I thought-
Queen.
oh, I
We're
thought
talking
you was
about
talking
Freddie
about the-
Mercury.
I thought.
No, I was talking about the Queen Nicki Minaj album. That was my phase.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were. I thought. No, I thought y'all was talking about some next shit. Oh, never mind.
Nah. JB doesn't want to admit to it, but yeah, we used to be really in the Queen back in the day. We just be calling, right? We just be listening to fucking Queen music, bro.
I don't even know that band. I've never even listened to it.
Yeah, right. You acted like if I don't bust out the Killer Queen right now, you wouldn't join in the song. Stop acting. 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 You acting. Stop acting. Stop. 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 Stop.
I don't really know nothing about her. I wish her well, but I don't know nothing.
Yeah, right. I know. Look. I have
I hope she's
screenshots.
good.
I have screenshots.
Oh,
Yeah, I have
I'm
screenshots.
still lie. So go ahead, post them. I'm still lie.
So you're lying.
Who said that?
You just did.
I'm still doing
I
it.
caught you, bro. I caught you in 4K. I caught you with that 4K
Okay.
camera, bro.
Okay.
I did.
All right. And
So what's your favorite song off Queen?
I'll go Chanel with Foxy Brown.
Mmm.
Just
Wow.
kidding. It's definitely not. It's absolutely good form.
Mm-hmm.
Or Barbie Dreams. Oh, I got a hot take. Nicki Minaj is more consistent and has released better music than Lil.
The Lil Wayne?
Why the fuck are you so quiet, Fingerprint?
I said it.
Say
I said
something,
it.
coward.
Their fingerprint is in here.
Fingerprint.
He's not in here. I'm
Wait,
confused.
Who the fuck was X? Wait, that your ex? I thought that was fucking
I'm X.
Fingerprint.
Yes, from Madam
Bro,
X.
stop changing your fucking name and profile picture literally every day.
No, it only makes you more powerful.
Go back to heart emojis.
And now I will do it again.
Oh, you will? Who you changing your profile pic to?
No, it's been Madonna for a while. Just different
Really?
iterations.
Was it? I don't remember. I do not remember that.
It's okay. It's Madonna now. So
It's
that's all that
Madonna now?
matters. Yeah, that's all that matters. But yeah, no, I said it. I don't know if the chat doesn't agree. That's the end of that.
Yo, what's goody?
What is good?
Yeah,
So
we
wait, where's this
Misk?
stream? Can you like send a link?
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
send this kid the
friends.
link. Don't send this fucking loser the link.
don't send
Anyways,
don't send it,
yo, you ready, Misk?
Yeah. There you go.
Misk, why'd you do that when I literally told you not to?
Cause I can get some clout.
You're a bitch, unironically. I'm not letting you stream next time.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, yeah, that's fine. Anyways, what's up, performative?
Alright, what is it called? Let me send the link to this one guy, and then we
Okay.
can start.
You know I'm not gonna be nice to you this time, right? Giving you a heads up right now.
So you're.
I mean, that's
admitting
fine.
you
I just don't want to
back up
like get
position
into
and
interrupting.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is more of like a
Okay.
fake discussion.
You can cut the recording right there.
Is this done? Is this done? Because
What'd you say, performative?
I said as long as we don't interrupt, it's fine.
I literally don't care what you think.
It's cool.
Alright, what's your position?
Let me say my opening statement in just 1 second.
Just hurry the fuck up. Come on, you were talking how you need us to hurry. Just hurry the fuck up.
Alright, okay. So I'm gonna go and make my opening statement. So, in this debate, I will be affirming the pro-life position. I will be demonstrating the inconsistencies and fallacious nature of the pro-choice position by affirming Aquinas' variation of hylomorphism. I will use hylomorphism to establish the intrinsic value of active potential, and I will be refuting any and all remaining inconsistent arguments presented by my opponent.
Are you done? Is that shit
Yes.
funny? Okay. Alright, anyways, what's your argument?
Hylomorphism, so do like accept that premise?
So let me actually, before you even do any of that, because I know you're gonna say some bullshit. So you have two onuses. For one, you have to prove that morality is objective in this debate. Otherwise, if it's just subjective and I can default to subjectivism, I can just believe that pro-choice is okay. In which case, you can't argue with me because I'm entitled to that opinion. And then secondly, you need to prove your normative theory correct. So can you do those two things right now? Can you establish either?
I mean, okay, so those are based off metaphysics, right? So what we are has nothing to do with the ethics of it. So if we acknowledge that the fetus is potential, then we can get into
Is
it.
that you saying you don't have an argument for either?
No, I'm saying we can get into it, right? My first premise has nothing to do with that.
So what's your argument for objective morality?
I mean, we haven't got into the ethics, we're on the metaphysics. So you concede
No,
to metaphysics.
This is an ethics debate, so obviously we're gonna discuss ethics. Just go ahead and tell me, what's the argument for objective morality?
All right, I'll answer that. Okay, so do we acknowledge that fetuses have potential for value?
You're asking me a question. What's your argument for objective morality?
Okay, sure. Okay, so let's hope we acknowledge that. So explain to me why I would need to make an objective morality argument.
Because if it's subjective, then I can just subjectively agree with the idea that morality suggests that my position is okay, which is the pro-choice position, which means that you would lose the debate by default in virtue of either A, me already being correct subjectively, or B, neither one of us having a fact of the matter, which means that your position isn't factually true.
Well, I mean, but abortion is based off of what we define valuable. So that's the only real part where we can morally disagree. I mean, can you bring up like an instance where we can morally disagree with each other?
Well,
Because
this is
it's subjective.
a
Subjective.
fancy
I
way of
was in the middle of
circumventing
saying.
objective morality position. So can you argue that or not?
Yeah, I was saying something. So when it comes to objective and subjective morality,
this
they
an
have to do with
objective
the
morality
actions
argument?
themselves.
Is this an objective
know,
morality argument?
I don't need to give an objective or
So
morality.
you don't have an
morality
objective morality argument. So you've already failed your first onus. Because I
I
already
just-
disagree with your position. So subjectively, I'm correct, right? Or if it's agnostic,
No,
right? We don't have a fact of the matter as
That's
to
not
which
how
one is
morality
correct,
works.
then
I'm
I just can
explaining.
default to my position, right?
No, that's not how morality works. Morality is what we
If it's
define as.
subjective, that is how it works. And if you can't disprove subjective morality, I can just default to that.
Okay, so explain to me how you would default, because just subjective morality isn't saying the
If you can't
pro-choice
prove it's
position
subjective,
itself has
then
an
assuming it's objective, if I can't have proof for it being objective, I can assume it's subjective because that just merely assumes hypothetical norms, right? Rather than hypothetical norms and categorical norms. I'm already in belief of hypothetical norms, right? So I have some belief in some things which will acquire a particular outcome or a particular desire, right? So if I believe in that, then all I have to do is just continue believing the thing I began believing, right? And presumably you believe in
What is
those
that
two
thing?
things,
What is that thing?
hypothetical norms.
Okay, yeah. So what do you subjectively believe that I subjectively disagree with?
What does that even mean?
So you're asking me to prove objective morality because we subjectively disagree. So I'm asking you, what do you
Yeah, if we
subjectively
subjectively
believe that I disagree
disagree,
with?
then I can just default to my position.
What position? What are you defaulting to?
I'm pro-choice. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting abortions.
Well, that's just not delving into the logic of it. That's not how morality
Hold
works,
on,
right?
but for us to even
Morality.
delve into the logic of it, right, that just assumes some objectivity around it, unless you're going to try and argue on
It doesn't.
subjective grounds, right? But if you're going to argue on subjective grounds, that's ultimately a persuasive task. Now, if the entire entire debate, I am not at all satisfied with your answers, right, then I don't have to accept objective morality, and neither do I have to accept the pro-life position. So
Okay,
unless
so
you can either A, argue objective morality and also at the same time argue your normative theory, right? Or you can at the very
yeah.
least argue your normative theory is compelling to me subjectively, you're going to fail.
So the thing. Okay, so you stated that we can't get into the logic of the pro-choice position without defining the morality. Well, only part
That's
where
not what I said.
morality.
That is what I said.
Can you restate? Can you? Okay, because being pro-choice is not a morality, or it is a morality thing, right? But no morality prescriptions are being made by asserting that you're pro-choice. Morality prescriptions go to what do you
That is a
define
value
valid as?
prescription. Wrongness and rightness assumes something that may or may not be in accordance with relation to some rules. So that's already incorrect. And secondly, and on top of that, what I'm saying is that if you can't sit here and prove objective morality, then we default to subjective morality within the confines of the debate because we both already believe in hypothetical norms, right? And so then on top of that, unless you can at the very least argue that your normative theory should compel me in some way, then I'm not going to take it as meaningful. Which means
Okay,
you
I
lose by
mean,
default.
I don't exactly lose. It's just kind of stalemate, so you don't argue.
No, it's
I
not a
mean,
stalemate. You said that abortion is wrong, so if you can't prove that, you fail.
oh, you're saying abortion is right too,
I'm
but
not saying
you know
it's
what?
right. I said I'm not convinced it's wrong. So your onus is to prove to me that it's wrong.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, but when it comes to morality, right? I think we can agree that subjective experience is valuable, right?
Subjective experience is valuable. What does that mean?
So we can agree that subjective experience has intrinsic value, right?
What do you mean by intrinsic? Do you mean objective value? What do you mean by
Intrinsic is for the sake of it being valuable, right? Because subjective experience is valuable because it's more productive to society. It's like the key factor. This is why we would both agree that that's valuable because we can stem off that, right? We wouldn't have to stem off, like let's say, like those type of
trying to figure
positions.
out
We
what you
can
mean
stem
by
off that.
intrinsic.
So intrinsic is for the sake of itself, like axiomatic.
So you mean
Okay.
inherent in every case. Why would I believe in inherency?
Because if it's not inherent, then because subjective experience is derived off the derivative that is being productive to society. So are you disagreeing that being productive to society is bad?
So do I disagree that being productive to society is bad? What does it even mean?
Yeah, so do you think that being productive in society is morally good? Or not
What do
morally
you
good,
mean by
it's
morally
good
good?
for us. Okay, so do you believe being productive in society is useful for us? Not useful for us. I mean, like, good. Should
It's
we
just a
ought to be more
hypothetical
productive in
norm.
society?
Well, what do you mean by ought, right?
No,
Like with
I can
respect to
establish.
what
I can
norm?
establish that it is
With
arguments
respect to what
intrinsic.
norm?
Okay. Okay, so let me outline this. I believe that being more productive in society, we ought to maximize productivity in society because it leads to more overall comfort. Can we agree?
How would I agree with that?
Because if you don't agree, it's a performative contradiction.
So instead of providing me an argument for either A, objective morality, an argument for your normative theory being compelling, you're instead arguing to me that I'm engaging in some performative contradiction. So you're telepathic.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, you're
You
engaging in
don't
a
know what the word
contradiction by
telepathic
denying my
means?
norm.
You don't know what the word telepathic means? You don't know what that
I
word
think it
means?
means no.
It means being able to read minds. Can you read my mind?
Well, no, that's not what a performative contradiction is.
That assumes that I'm engaging in some contradiction to a commitment I've already made or a principle that I implicitly hold to, right? So if you're saying that I have some principle in mind, that's just assuming you can read my mind.
No, not
You
necessarily.
can read my
Because when
mind.
you
So what do you
okay,
mean
so
by
let me
performative contradiction?
okay, so let me establish argumentation ethics. So you would agree that going
I'm
into a
asking,
debate,
no, don't be slippery. You always do this shit. What do you mean by
no,
performative contradiction?
a performative contradiction is when you deny or a proposition made, an implicit proposition made by getting into a debate or engaging in
So
argumentation, not in a debate.
wait, so no. You're talking in the confines of argumentation. What do you mean by a performative contradiction? I'm contradicting what performatively?
Okay, so it's not necessarily okay. So when you engage in a debate, performative contradictions are based off of. So when you engage in a debate, you accept a proposition that you want society to be better
You can't
because
read my mind,
argument.
apparently. So you are
Well,
telepathic.
yeah, it's the essential function of debates. It is the only function of debates, or not the only function. It's the function of these abortion type debates, right? To make society better.
Wait, so then what I'm getting from this is that you apparently are going to just psychologize me rather than persuade me. And you can't prove objective morality, so you can't give some objectively rational argument that people should categorically prescribe to or subscribe to, right?
I
So you
mean,
fail.
I've established that I don't need to
You're
because I've
basically
argued.
just going, I don't think you really believe that. Who cares what you really think I believe?
That's,
All I'm
that's not what it
interested in
is.
is
That's
either
not what it
an
is.
objectively rational, that is what a performative contradiction call out is. You're saying that you don't believe my behavior is consistent with some underlying principle I believe in. That's you saying you don't believe I have a particular belief. Who cares? That's irrelevant. I'm asking you right now, do you have an argument for either A, objective morality, which supports your position, or B, for some reason to me, that would compel me to believe in your subjective normative theory? You have either of those two
I mean,
things.
keep kind of going back, right? I've established that I don't need to hold any subjective thing because I can outline, I can argue
So you
that
don't
everything
have a
but my theory.
subjective thing. You have an
Yes.
objective thing?
No, let me finish my sentence. I'm arguing right now that I don't need to present an argument for objective morality because I can make the argument that everything but my value prescription is a performative contradiction. And now you can disagree with the performative contradiction part, but that's my argument right there. So don't keep appealing to objective morality.
Wait, hold on a second. So you already lost on the objective morality notion, right? You don't have something to offer that criterion. Now, what
I
I'm
never made
asking
an
you is,
assertion that I did.
yeah, that's fine. I'm saying you lost on that front because that's an area that you could have used to your advantage, but can't use for whatever reason. So we'll default to the subjective.
I lost.
So do you have a reason for me to believe in your normative theory?
Yes, because otherwise it's a performative contradiction. We can get into that.
So can you read my mind?
That's not what a performative contradiction is. You fundamentally misunderstand. I
You're
can explain
saying
it.
I'm performatively contradictory. You're saying I'm performatively contradicting an underlying belief I have. That's what a performative
Yeah,
contradiction is. Right. So you think you
yeah.
can read my mind. That's your
I can
argument.
deduce you have that belief.
Your argument is that you're
Well,
Professor Xavier. You can read my mind, and this is not what I really want to do. You're just trying to talk to me. This
you can
isn't
appeal to
Star Wars.
absurdity
You
all you
can't talk to
want.
me, bro. Like, no,
You
this
can
is
appeal to
literally just what
absurdity
you're
all you
doing.
want.
Like all you're going is like,
You're
oh, I'm Professor Xavier. I'm reading your mind right now. Like, why is that relevant? Who cares? Like, if you want to
I
sit
mean,
here and play Dr. Phil, that's fine, but that just means you don't have an actual argument.
yeah, I mean, I've presented my argument, so I don't know what you really
That's
mean by
not an
that. But
argument.
anyways, I've outlined.
So
Yeah,
that's just saying
performative
that you
contradiction.
don't think I really believe in that, therefore I shouldn't believe in that. That's a good argument to you?
It's using a line of okay. So let me give you an example to make this lesson demystified, right? So you can actually read people. You can't like fully read people's mind, right? When someone kills
I
somebody, or
thought you
let's say someone
could.
does something crazy. when let's say when someone does something crazy, you can evaluate that they're crazy. You can evaluate certain things about their mental state. Right? Can you or can you not? This is a very good faith question.
What do you mean by evaluate? Do you mean like we can make a diagnosis?
Well, yeah, we can see what's going on in people's minds to a certain extent. Can we make that proposition? Can I?
So do you think, okay, so what you're saying is we can have a general idea of what other people are thinking? Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So then it's not some Star Wars stuff. They're just using a line of logic to
But
deduce
you
that you
don't
made
know
a
me. But
two
that's
contradicting
the difference, right?
propositions.
So you're like referring to either A, people who are friends with each other, B, people who are like therapists and stuff, C, people who are in law. Like you're talking about like either professionals or people who are like close mutuals, right? You're none of those things. You're not a therapist, you're not a psychiatrist, you're not some sort of law practitioner that's going to sit there and evaluate human behavior to indicate some type of guilt or some type of emotional response to a particular belief. You're not my friend. I don't know you. I don't really give a fuck about you, to be honest. So, I mean, like, if you're none of those things, how can you reliably say that you fit in within the criteria of people that are capable of making those kinds of judgments about other people?
Okay, so I can use it through logic, like I've described, and you saying that I can't do it because I'm not a professional is an appeal to authority, right? So I can do this.
I said you could
I
have
can do
been a
this.
friend as well. So that's already false. And on top of that, I'm saying that
But then again, that's
you
still
saying
a
that you
form of
can
appeal
use
to authority.
logic, saying you can use logic to try and infer something about my mental states without even really knowing me or even really starting the conversation assumes that you know something about me. So unless you think that humans have some essential like thinking property, which I'd be very interested in hearing about, right? There's no real reason for you to think that. I doubt you have papers on hand for why people think this. Like, do you have some psychological consensus papers that state that people have these beliefs in spades? Do you have something like that?
And this is a red herring. You're not attacking my argument. You're just saying, "Oh, I can't
What
do
is
this," but
attacking?
I'm
So
literally
you're
presenting.
saying
Or no,
you're
no, no,
saying
no, no, no. I'm
you have
presenting an
reason to
argument that
believe
I
in what I
can't do
was saying.
something.
You're saying you have reason to believe
Yes.
that I have this particular belief, and I'm questioning what kind of reasons do you have? Do you have some statistical evidence? Do you have
Again,
some
it's
weird mutual intuitive evidence? Like, are you friends with me? Like, I don't know you. Like, you ranted to me about your mental health one time. I don't actually know you, and you don't know
I
me.
literally
So that's clearly not
okay.
it, right? Again, you're not a therapist or a psychiatrist, so you don't have the professional acumen to make these kinds of diagnoses. So again, what kind of evidence are you bringing forward to the table other than I read a libertarian paper one time and this sounds kind of convincing? Like, again,
Okay.
I'm just going to bring
Hold on.
something up that I said to you last time. Hold on. I'm going to bring up something that I said to you last time. You, if anyone, is the person, you are the person who is engaging in a performative contradiction. You're literally not a vegan, but you'll sit here and say that subjective experience is valuable. So if anyone has a commitment, it's you to upholding the value of subjective experience having entities, right? And yet you'll still
I'm
consume them
literally
and
vegan.
contribute to
I'm
markets to kill
literally
them. You're
okay.
literally what?
Okay. I'm vegan, but oh no. Okay, let me
Are
get
you
to the point.
vegan?
Okay. So,
Because last time you
yes. Now
told
let
me
me
you
get to
weren't.
the point.
When did you go vegan?
I mean, I probably said I wasn't because I drank milk, but I don't even drink that anymore. So yeah.
Wait, so when did you go
Anyways,
vegan?
like I have been since my childhood.
So you lied last time.
I didn't lie. I probably was drinking milk or something. I don't know. I mean, it's not. I don't sway towards animal
Wait, so
products
then
that much,
my
anyways.
point is that either A, you lied the last time, right? Or B,
Again,
you aren't a vegan,
are you
and if
dissident?
anyone's in a performative contradiction, it's you, right? Because you've actually told me your commitments, and then you failed to uphold them or meet them through your behavior,
Yeah,
or
but
as you would put it, your performances.
the logic you're presenting to demonstrate that I'm in a performative contradiction is wrong because I'm outlining that's not true, right? But the thing is, about my logic you're
You
presenting, you're
literally
in a
said you
performative
weren't vegan last
contradiction.
time.
It's sound.
You literally said you weren't vegan last time.
Yeah, it was probably because I drank milk. I used to drink milk. Okay, I don't
When did
even
you
do that
used to
anymore.
drink milk? When did you stop drinking milk?
Like a couple months ago.
How many months ago?
I don't know. I don't really keep track. I just don't drink
It
it
sounds
anymore,
like you're
dude.
just lying. It really just sounds
Okay,
like you're
that's
just lying.
cool.
Yeah, what do you
That's
mean that's
cool. But
hold on a second. Was
again,
she the person just sitting here telling me a second ago, I think you can analyze people's beliefs without being Dr. Xavier? Yeah, I agree with that, right? That was the
yeah, you
agreement we
can.
made. So
You
now that
can.
we have you on video literally saying, right, that you aren't vegan, And now you're coming here saying you've been vegan since your childhood, but you literally said otherwise last time. What does that mean? That means you lied at some point, right?
Yeah, true. But again,
So,
I'm not in a
so you're a
performative
liar.
contradiction now.
And okay, so you're not
Well,
presently in a performative contradiction, but you were in a performative contradiction and you lied about it.
yeah, sure.
Okay. So how do I know you're not
Okay.
lying about this now for the sake of the debate, for the sake of looking good?
I mean, you don't, but again, like
Okay.
you can't
So
prove that I
you
can.
may,
That's
you
a
may
burden
or
of
may
proof.
not just be lying. So you may or may not just be lying.
Yeah, but again, burden of proof
Okay.
will have you make the positive assertion. So again, this is just
I'm
a
not making a
non-point.
positive assertion. I'm asking you questions, right? The stuff that
I'm
I have
saying
positive assertions about were the things that I just said that you did on video literally say you weren't vegan last time, which is true. That's evident. That's not even for like debate, right?
okay. Yeah. So okay, let's move across this. So you stated you make the assertion that you okay. So I'm presenting an argument, a syllogism that will prove that you're in a performative contradiction. I have this outline and it's very sound. Do you want to attack my argument or do you just want to red herring to something else?
Well, your arguments that I'm in a performative contradiction. Do you
Yeah, for
do you
not valuing
understand the
subjective
different ways?
experience.
Do you understand the different ways to dispute an argument or no? There are a few ways that you can dispute an argument.
It sounds like a red herring.
No, that's not a red herring. So you think argument analysis is a red herring to the merits of your argument. That's what you're saying.
Well, you not attacking my syllogism should be a red herring, right?
Well, I'm just trying to go through a dialogue with you. I'm trying to see at what level of understanding about this stuff you're at. So you can attack an argument in a couple of ways, and you're going to see why this is relevant in about 10 seconds. You can attack an argument for either A, relevance of its evidence, B, the strength of the evidence, so whether or not it's true or false, or seemingly true or false, and then C, the sufficiency of the evidence. So whether or not, even if that evidence is true, it's enough to determine the conclusion, right? So what I'm attacking your argument on the basis of is its relevance. I don't see why, even if you're going to sit here and just try and pretend that, oh, you're in a performative contradiction, why would that determine that I should change my normative theory? Why is that?
Because the other ones would be logically incoherent, and they would be logically incoherent in the manner of they wouldn't have the premises wouldn't reach the conclusion. And I think that's the third criteria you said, right? The evidence is not valid enough to reach the
Sufficiency?
conclusion. Yeah, so it's not sufficient because it's logically incoherent. It's the
What's
third
not
one.
sufficient? Like the evidence for what?
So, in order for something to be logically sufficient, it has to be logically coherent. And something that's in a performative contradiction is not logically coherent.
Okay, hold on a second. So two things. So for number one, when we're talking at sufficiency, this is usually in relation to non-deductive evidence, and this is just talking about whether or not a sample size is large enough to make a particular kind of generalization. And secondly, if you're just going to say, well, I think it's logically incoherent, that's ascribing right now, right, a particular set of moral realism that I don't know if you're actually capable of like upholding. So
No,
can
it's
you
not.
defend?
Strawman.
Yes, it is. Can you defend minimal moral realism? Because you know what
No,
a
I don't have.
contradiction is, right? A contradiction is a
Yeah,
statement and its negation. So for you to imply that I'm upholding a statement and its negation, that implies that moral statements in fact carry and propose truth value. So can you prove that moral statements obtain truth value?
Okay, so are you taking the nihilist route?
No, I'm just unconvinced right now. What have you presented for me to believe that?
So you're disagreeing with the value of a contradiction? Is that the new argument?
That is not what I said. I said for it to qualify as a contradiction, you have to suppose that moral statements obtain truth value. Can you make that declaration justifiably?
So your argument is that I cannot
That's a
prove why
question.
subjective experience is
That's a
valuable?
question.
Yeah, I'm asking. I don't understand your point. That's why I'm asking you the
The
question.
question is, can you prove that moral statements can be true or false?
Yeah, through contradictions, argumentation ethics.
Contradictions presupposes they're true or false. So try again. That's just a circular argument.
Wait, how does no contradictions are? They stem from epistemology. They stem from two things cannot be true. Like,
Do you understand? Do you understand what a contradiction is? I'll tell you a second time. A contradiction is a statement and its negation. So for that to happen, right, that would suppose there are truth values of these statements, about these statements. Now, for you to say that about moral statements, moral proclamations, that must mean they're non-emotive, they're not expressivistic. So can you defend that metaethical thesis or not?
Okay, so you stated that contradictions presuppose truth values, right? So are you saying that we can't make objective truths on what exists in order to outline an
I'm saying I'm not
epistemological
convinced of that from moral statements within the confines of this debate.
What do contradictions have to do with moral statements? They have to do with truth statements. What?
So you're saying right now, right, that I have some particular moral statement in my mind, right, that I hold as true, and that my behavior suggests that I don't act as if true, right? So that's what's supposed to be the contradiction. For you to make that claim, that assumes that moral statement can have truthness about it to begin with.
Truth, yeah, truth, not moral, truth. So that you misspoke there.
Moral statement that
morality has nothing to do with what's factual, right? My car
so you
exists,
don't think
or
morality
maybe it
is
does.
factual. So it's the case that it is non-factual. Pro-life is correct. That's non-factual.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we can get into
You
science.
Your
So we can.
You concede your position.
Well, I mean, no, we can get into the science of what bases the logic, but the logic itself is not a
admitted
fact.
your position is non-factual.
I admitted the logic of the position is not factual. The science is, if you let me finish.
Wait, so do you think
Or
the
maybe,
statement? Hold on, I'm asking you right now. Do you think that the statement "pro-life is correct" is true in an objective, factual sense or not?
in an objective, factual sense. I mean, if we want to get into like actual nihilism, then no, it's more of like a it's like a thing you perceive to be true.
Okay, so then you just you drop your position. That's fine.
Well, yeah, it's mostly because of like I argue more of like we perceive that abortion is wrong, not that abortion is objectively wrong. I don't think anyone would argue that.
So your argument was always going to boil down to you actually think abortion is wrong, and it's like, no, I don't think that.
No, when did I make the assertion that that abortion was objectively wrong?
No, that's not what I
never
said. I said your argument was always going to be that I think abortion is wrong, and it was going to be nothing more than that. And that's what you just said. You're going to say perceptively, it's the case that we think abortion is wrong. We being inclusive there as to you and I.
Okay, so let me clarify. I never meant it like that, right? I always argue from more of a perceiving standpoint. So I clarified. I didn't contradict myself. It was a misclarification.
Okay. So do you have some factual argument for me to believe in this?
I mean, we can present empirical evidence that we observed, right? But when it comes to factual, when you say something is factual, you're implying that we know what reality is, but reality is based upon our perception. So we cannot make an absolute assertion on reality. I mean, we can make some, but we can't make the assertion that something truly exists, if that makes sense.
So what you're saying is now you've turned into like a weird global skeptic, and you're not even really sure whether or not you have any facts to support your case. So what you're saying is your position is without justification, truly.
No, I refuted it. Well, yeah, I refuted that. It's a misclarification. But yeah, essentially I am.
So you're like a weird global skeptic?
I don't know what a global skeptic is. Can you clarify?
You're just kind of skeptical of everything. You're not sure whether or not there's like knowledge, or at the very least facts.
Well, I don't know about knowledge, right? I just abide by the statement that we cannot make absolute metaphysical claims. Okay. Shout out to Prophet Alex.
Sure. So let's just get back to the moral conversation. Then. So what argument do you have to convince me that abortion is wrong?
So now if I didn't expect you to take the knowledge shot, but if you're going to take the shot, we can clarify. Do you mean we can perceive abortion to be wrong, or do you believe it's objectively wrong?
No, we can even go the subjective route. I told you at the beginning you have two possible.
No, that's not what I mean.
What's your question then?
I mean, do you believe? Okay, so are you asking me is abortion? Do we as a collective, like if we agree for objective or subjective morals, do we as a collective can we perceive that abortion is right or wrong, or is it objectively rooted in the nature of reality that we cannot observe that it's wrong?
No, I'm not asking you that stuff. I'm just asking whether or not you can give
Yeah.
me some reasons to think, right? That on my
Okay, so
perspective, it's wrong.
if you're gonna give me empirical, or if you're gonna give me empirical like data, then yeah, I can base my things off science and how if we do have intrinsic value upon subjective experience, which you seem to just completely like drive off of, right? If we agree that subjective experience has intrinsic value, then I can make my moral argument off the empiricism.
All right, hold on a second. So, I mean, this is the Izod gap, right? This is just Hume's guillotine. So, like, not any amount of descriptive information is going to mean anything without some level of normative assumption. I'm saying you have to appeal to my normative assumptions for me to eventually come to the conclusion that abortion is wrong. So, appeal to my normative assumptions in some way and in some capacity.
And then now we have circled back to argumentation ethics. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of, you won't hear my argument, right? Are you willing to hear my argument for performative contradictions?
You told me your argument on 2 different occasions.
No, I never outlined it as a syllogism, right? If you're rejecting the validity of the performative contradiction.
I'm saying that it's irrelevant, right?
No, you said it was irrelevant. Then you went down this entire nihilist trail for me to just explain
not
that I believe
nihilistic.
we perceive it to be irrelevant. I know, I'm just kind of describing it like that. So, again, don't break up this argument. Do you disagree with the validity of the performative contradiction as we perceive it?
The validity. So you want me to analyze the structure of the inference. So let me see the syllogism.
Okay, so T1 argumentation. Okay, wait.
Just write it.
Yeah, so you just backtracked. Okay, there we go.
You said I just backtracked?
Yeah, you first rejected it. I'm just outlining that.
What are you talking about? You realize literally at the beginning I said it was irrelevant, right? And then your response now is, "Oh, but I want to talk," like you're being a bitch, and so I'm just trying to help you out. Like, why are you acting rude?
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. That's what I thought, bitch. Shut your stupid fucking mouth. Because before it seemed like you were talking about validity as in reference to something other than the actual structural integrity of the argument, right? Because validity means a particular thing in logic normally, right? That normally means whether or not if the premises are true, the conclusion will follow. You understand that, right?
Yes.
So then why would you ask me about the validity? Performative, I'm talking to you, son. Yeah, why would you ask me about the validity?
Okay, so I mean, okay, wait, what's the question? I've been listening. I've been thinking about the syllogism.
I said, why would you ask me about the validity?
The validity of what?
Your argument, genius. If you're asking me about the validity, that's a different concern than the relevance of the argument. So it seemed like you were trying to goad me into saying, I'm not sure whether or not it's relevant. That way you could present it and go, oh, if it's valid and the premises are true, that means the conclusion is. So I'm presuming you're trying to take that route. What I said at the beginning was that it was irrelevant. But now I'm doing you a favor because you can't argue your position. And I know for a fact when I beat you up in this debate, like I've done every other time, just like Jay did 2 times, and just like Aeroflame did 2 times, you're going to sit here and have a mental health breakdown like you literally did in my DMs. And you talked about how the reason you lost was literally because of your bad mental health. So right now I'm trying to help you out because I know you're going to be depressed and probably want to hurt yourself over me fucking beating you up in a Discord debate. I'm trying to be nice to you, so don't be fucking rude with me, little bitch. So I'm asking you right now, what is the merit of you trying to ask about validity? Hold on. I said, what's the merit of you asking about the validity?
The validity of your argument, right? I don't think I asked that.
I said the validity of your syllogism in response to you talking about the validity of your syllogism. You asked me, do you think my syllogism is valid? And I was like, I would literally have to see the syllogism to see whether or not the premises would then entail the conclusion. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I'm writing.
Have the propositional symbols with it or no? You're just writing fucking jargon.
Yeah, I'm writing it. I'm making sure it's concise.
Are you
give me 1 second.
Propositional symbols?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you should have had this ready. You were going to use this argument. You use this argument literally every fucking debate. I don't know why you don't have this in a Google Doc already. I've been nice to your little group because y'all like to act slick, but I'm gonna be rude to every one of y'all from this point forward because y'all like to be slick, bro. I'm gonna be a little more fucking rude. We're gonna talk a little bit different every time from now on. So you got any little comments to say, performative, say it now so I can flame your ass in front of everyone. Exactly, bitch. Are you still writing your syllogism?
Yes, I can't focus. I'm literally muting you. Hold up.
Why are you muting me, you stupid bitch? It's not that hard. Literally, it's just, this is my antecedent claim. This is the consequent claim. Here's the conditional statement that literally connects them. It's not that hard. This could be 3 premises. This could be 2 premises and a conclusion. It really isn't that. So it took you fucking 5 minutes to write P1 engaging in a moral conversation improves our conditions. You literally said there would be propositionals, you fucking liar. What are you talking about, dude?
What? I'm assuming you mean P1, P2, P3 conclusion.
No, that's not what proposition. So, okay. If you don't know what that is, I don't know why you would agree, bro. Like, I just meant P implies P, therefore Q, that kind of thing. If you don't know it, that's fine, but don't act like you know it so you can try and impress your little fucking loser friend over there at Thea's hype house or whatever the fuck. Yeah, you don't care, because you want to sit here and act super smart to cope with your mental health. Stop talking crazy to me, Amiya. You're going to be talking very differently from now on, I promise that. Oh my god, dude. This is the second premise after like nearly 10 minutes. I can't believe we're actually doing this. We're waiting for you to try and write 3 sentences on a literal live stream. You realize how unprofessional that is. Bro, literally, why would you not have this shit in a Google Doc? Unironically, why do you not have this shit in a Google Doc? Like, literally, all you had to do was write it down in a fucking Google document. You know that, right?
I did it. Please just calm down, bro. I literally don't care.
I'm perfectly calm, performative. If you want to see me get really rude, keep talking like that. Yeah, see what happens. I'm gonna get even meaner. So, anyways, P1, engaging in a moral conversation improves our conditions. P2, you implicitly assert you want a better society by engaging in a debate to better our conditions. Conclusion, you affirm it. Literally, yeah, that shit doesn't even entail the conclusion. Yeah, it is invalid, actually. Yeah, it is unironically invalid.
Okay, so let me specify what this statement is.
No, dude, it's invalid. So we can represent these as different symbols. So we'll call P1P, we'll call P2Q, and we'll call C, I don't know, we'll call it R. So P, Q, therefore R. Does that make sense to you? That's a connectable?
Yes.
You're stupid as fuck. I'm sorry, dude. Literally, no, it's not. If I say the sky is blue, grass is green, therefore Donald Trump is president, that's a good argument to you.
Okay, so you're saying my premise is
yes or no? Hold on, yes or no?
Oh, no. Why do my premises not
exactly? That's the equivalent of what you've done. These don't actually connect to one another. How? You understand that, right?
More concise. How?
Okay. P1 is just saying that when we engage in moral dialectic, that very thing happening improves our conditions, whatever that might mean. Then you say that we implicitly assert we want a better society by engaging in debate, right? And then the conclusion is that I affirm that I want to improve conditions, right? But the first thing doesn't even necessarily mean the second thing, right? So debate isn't equivalent to moral conversation. Moral conversation can be outside of debate, right? Debate seems to be juxtaposed with discussion. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, okay. So Let me fix
Okay,
it.
so if you hold on a second, if you agree with that, then moral conversation and debate aren't logically equivalent, so it's literally irrelevant to one another, right?
I changed it.
Hold on. If I can engage in a moral conversation that's different than engaging in. So you had to change your argument. Okay, so let's read this new one. Engaging in a moral conversation.
You know what
So
I meant?
by moral debate, right? You're considering that a segment of moral conversation, correct?
No, it's the same thing.
So you think all conversations are debates? You're a debate lord.
Well, no, I mean, I should phrase it as the exchange of ideas, any moral exchange of ideas.
Okay.
Is that concise enough?
That's fine. So if you're going to say that in particular, sure. So then my question would be, right? Why does P2 happen to be the case?
Okay, so when you are exchanging ideas is what allowed humans to survive. It's what do you disagree with that?
You said what?
So, exchanging ideas is what allowed the human race to be what it is. Do you disagree with that?
I don't know if that's true. What's the evidence for that? It sounds like an anthropological claim. Do you have an anthropological piece of evidence for me to believe in that?
Yeah, I can go find that.
Yeah. Okay, don't give me no Google search bullshit. I want to see an actual fucking paper that you've read before. Because you've talked so much shit about this community. You be making little comments about me. So we're going to be, this is 2021. We're having a new energy now. Do you like it performative? Do you prefer this kind of conversation?
I mean, it's fine. I'm kind of winning, but...
Do you really think you're winning? What kind of mental health disorder do you have? Do
You
you have
win,
like some sort of delusional disorder?
Hold up, shut the fuck up.
I didn't
trying to find
backtrack. I literally went ahead and I told you how it was irrelevant. And then your response to me saying it was irrelevant was, but do you think it's valid though? And so now I'm doing you a favor, right? Because I know you're gonna have a mental health breakdown like you did with Jade on 2 separate occasions, like you did with Aeroflame on 2 separate occasions, like you're gonna do with me on 2 separate occasions. Yeah, in fact, actually, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just send it in the chat. Yo, Miss, go ahead and publish these DMs where fucking Performative was talking about his mental health. Hold on a second. Yeah, you want to act fucking rude. That's okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, let's see how you're talking. Let's see how you're talking. Keep talking all funny, bro. Keep talking all funny. So go ahead, Miss. Can you somehow post these on the stream? I just really want Performative's mental health to be brought up because Performative uses an excuse. The last time I beat the fuck out of him in a debate, I had bad mental health. I had bad mental health. I had bad mental health. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with your mental health other than when I fucking abused the shit out of you in our last debate and broke your will. That was the only thing that happened, you clown. Like you're losing rhetorically. Your argumentation sucks. Like I could, if you want to say one more rude thing, you know what? I will literally just explain to you how this is irrelevant repeatedly, and literally everybody else who's watching right now will get it, and not you because you're a fucking pseudo intellectual, like half of that fucking community that pretends like I write a random YouTube article like today. Like I know when I'm talking, like you don't know what you're talking about. You literally didn't even know what the interaction problem was. Like you don't know what you're talking about. So I mean, like,
Okay,
so actually, I was being nice. I'm gonna go back to being a little more rude. Prove to me why that argument is relevant to persuading me.
Hold up. So do you not want me to give you the source?
You can give the source too, but at this point, I'm challenging you to prove that relevance. Can you do that?
It's part of my syllogism. Like, what are you talking
I'm
about?
saying the relevance of your syllogism to persuading me of your moral theory.
Okay, so
why
we can
would
go
that
down
be
that.
persuasive to me?
Okay, let me answer. So, this syllogism is affirming the validity of or the logical consistency.
Why would that
of
persuade me? Does that mean an answer?
Because so you're disagreeing with the validity of a contradiction.
I'm asking you, why is your syllogism persuasive? You're asking me questions because you don't have an actual answer. That's what I notice you do because you're a little pseudo.
I'm trying to understand your point. No, I'm trying to understand your point.
So
okay?
you don't
You
even
stated that
understand
you
basic English. I'm asking you, why is that argument relevant to determining whether or not I find it persuasive of your moral theory?
because it outlines how my moral theory is the only moral theory that can be right.
So you said your moral theory is the only one that can be right. So are you making an objective claim, or are you just making a subjective claim?
An objective claim, or it's okay.
Quit
So
stuttering. Just tell me, is it objective or subjective? It's one word.
an objective that comes with our perceive. We can perceive it to be objective. Yeah. Okay, so I got the source, right? So far I've debunked all your points. What contention do you have with the performative contradiction? Also, second shout out to Af.
Yo, hello?
Hello?
Why
Can you give me an argument?
persuade me?
Give me an argument, or I'm gonna shout out Af for the third time.
Okay, so just shut the fuck up and already give me an argument, dude. Like, why is that relevant? Why is that relevant?
He's backing up, guys. Okay.
You're saying I'm
What?
backtracking. I'm back whipping the shit out of you, stupid bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm just asking you to explain to me why it's relevant, you stupid motherfucker. Is that hard for your thick fucking troglodytic skull to get through? Yo, I'm telling you simply.
I've explained how it's relevant.
Why that is relevant. You just keep telling me that valet, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, dude. You literally had to revise your original argument because you can't write on a fucking Google Doc like a fucking idiot. For one. For two, then you proceeded to not have an actual reason to say that it's persuasive to me. I'm not persuaded. And your fancy way of saying, well, it is subjective.
And I outline.
We can make objective determinations about subjective. That doesn't matter, right? Because we're talking about whether or not I should accept your subjective standard. No, we're arguing whether or not I should accept your subjective standard. You have not given me a reason to that I find compelling.
Yes, I have.
So you lose by default. You lose by default. You lose by default.
No,
you keep saying performative contradiction, but you admitted earlier, for one, you already made a performative contradiction, and for two, you're a fucking liar. And for three, on top of all of that, you haven't even told me why it's relevant. You just keep saying that you find it subjectively valuable. That's not a reason for me to find it subjectively valuable. You also find being a pseudo-intellectual on fucking TikTok subjectively valuable. Does that mean I will then therefore value that? No, I will not. No, I will not. No, I will not. So what I'm asking you now is tell me why that's valuable to me. Why should I give a fuck? Huh?
All right, so this is getting a little too toxic.
This is getting to the point that you can't answer a simple question. Tell me real quick, why is that valuable to me?
Because your view is wrong, because it goes into contradictions.
My view is wrong according to your opinion. Thank you, Amia. That was fucking smart.
Contradictions are not opinion-based.
Why should I care about what you think?
Okay, contradictions are not opinion-based.
You're making the positive decision that they are, right? But you can't even prove that these statements have truth value.
I did. It's in my syllogism, dude.
No, you can't actually prove that. You can't prove that it's just a type of expressivistic sentence. You can't prove that it's differentiable from fucking ow or ha 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 ha. Do you think ha 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 is a good argument? Do you think it's a real argument? No, right?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so then clearly expressions, right, aren't capable of argumentative status. So you have to prove that it's capable of argumentative status via obtaining truth value and then collectability that entails an inference. Now, you can't even get past that very important part of showing me that it's capable of being a fucking true or false sentence. And you're trying to talk fucking crazy to me.
True or false? Okay, first of all, you do realize that we're engaging in a logical discussion, right? It's logical discussion.
I just asked you a question. Don't tell me that you have a certain presupposition. Just tell me, why does that kind of belief necessitate truth or falsity? Can you do that?
Logic cannot be true or false. It's valid or invalid. True or false goes on to...
No. You don't even know what you're talking about. So propositional logic concerns propositions which individually can be true or false, and then together have and can obtain validity when coupled together with an inference structure. So that was just wrong. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about on that. So again, I'm going back to asking you, can you prove that moral sentences have truth or falsity?
Yes, because contradictions are true and false.
But
Okay, again.
contradictions presupposes your very fucking belief, right? So this is what you just
What?
did. You said contradictions. I go, okay, but doesn't contradictions present the idea or presuppose the idea that they're true or false to begin with? And you go, yeah. And I'm like, why? Well, because of contradictions. That is a literal circular argument. You just sounded fucking stupid.
Oh,
Try one
okay.
more time.
Okay, I get
Try
it.
one
I
more
get
time.
it. So okay, so let me explain why contradictions are bad. So if you make
I know.
the assertion
Hold on
that
a
something
second. I know that people think contradictions are bad. That's not the thing we're talking about. I'm asking you, can you prove these statements obtain truth or falsity?
again, you keep okay. So stuff is more nuanced than how you think it is. Nothing is first
No,
level.
this is
You're
actually
by
more
you
nuanced than
questioning.
you think it is, and you're a pseudo-intellectual who thinks you know more than you do. Can you prove
No,
that
you're
emotivism isn't
misunderstanding.
true? Can you prove that metaethical emotivism isn't true? Can you prove that?
What is metaethical emotivism?
Okay, so you don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. Check, please.
Okay, now I know we're talking about how my moral claims are true, right? But I'm establishing that contradictions
I'm saying,
are true.
what's the proof that they can be true to begin with? You're just presupposing that.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess it comes down to epistemology. I mean, I can prove how contradictions are epistemologically valid.
Hold on a second. Nobody is even talking on contradictions. For you to get to contradictions, you realize you have to be talking about true or false sentences, right? This is pre-theoretical to the idea of contradictions. Hold on. This is pre-theoretical to the idea of contradictions. You have not even met this pre-theoretical burden.
Clearly give me your question. Clearly say your question. Clearly, very clearly.
I've asked you my question repeatedly. My question is very simple. Are you capable of proving that sentences of the moral variety are true or false rather than similar to ha 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 ha? Can you do that?
Okay, so the assertion I'm making is a contradiction, right? So therefore,
oh my God,
I can
dude, it's like talking to a
ontologically
fucking robot.
I'm making an
Holy
ontological.
fuck, dude. It's like you don't know what the
asserting a
fuck is
contradiction.
happening right now. It's like you literally don't
No,
know what's
you-
happening right now. Like
Ad
you
hominem,
really
ad
do
hominem,
not.
ad hominem. You're not refuting my points. You're not listening to my points.
I'm literally saying that you're not responding to my points. And for one, that's a relevance argument, right? I'm saying
You're not
your
listening
argument
to
isn't
my
a good
response.
argument because it's irrelevant. So that's actually a good argument. And for two, you are actually fucking stupid. Okay, who cares? Anyways, can you respond to my question?
Yes, if you don't interrupt me, I can respond. Okay,
Try
so
harder.
my argument. So you're saying how do you know my argument is true or false other than some random statement? I'm saying so. My argument. We can agree that my argument is ontologically reducible to a contradiction. Correct?
We are literally talking about the pre-theoretical burden before you can even get to a contradiction. You're literally saying you agree there's a top floor. You're agreeing there's a top floor to the building, and I'm like, what's the proof that there's even a foundation?
Okay, so you're questioning premise one,
I'm questioning whether or not moral sentences are capable of being true or false, right? Because some people believe they're neither true nor false.
Okay, what do you mean by moral sentences? Do you mean moral assertions?
You ought do X. You ought not do Y.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with the contradiction. So
This
you're going on to
literally
another
has
point.
everything to do with the weird design. So, do you know what the pro-life position is?
Yeah, it's an off claim.
So, it's an ought claim. You're trying to defend an ought claim. And so, for you to say that I'm engaging in a contradiction presupposes that I have a moral belief, right? That I'm in violation of. For me to be doing that, that assumes that a moral sentence is capable of being true or false, right? Because if it's true and then my behavior basically is acting as if it's false, that's a contradiction. But if it's neither true nor false, there can't be a contradiction. Like, for instance, if I go, how is your day going? Is that a contradiction?
No, because it's not contradicting anything.
Because a sentence isn't, I mean, maybe sentences might be, right? But me going LOL isn't a contradiction. You understand that, right?
Yeah, because Yeah, because there's no P or
So
negative P. I don't understand.
Exactly. So that's my point, right? So you have to prove to me that we can even say that this is a proposition.
I have to prove. Okay,
That
propositions. Let me
that
search
odd
it.
statements are capable of propositionality.
Propositions definition: a statement or assertion that expresses a judgment or opinion. Right. So an odd claim is definitionally a proposition.
So you don't even know what I just said. So again, this is what I'm talking about. What I'm saying to you is, can you prove that a moral sentence is capable of propositionality in the sense of being either true or false? Can you prove that if I make a moral statement right now, it has to be either true or false or some sort of polyvalent status?
Can I prove that some? Can
You
I
can't
prove
do
that
it.
your
You
statement?
literally can't do it. Just admit you can't do it. Stop
I'm
this.
asking a question. I'm asking a question. Are you saying, can I prove that your assertion is true or false? Right?
I'm asking you. No, we're not talking about my assertion. We're talking about your literal belief.
Okay, so can I assert that my assertion
Did
is
you
true?
really come into
right?
this conversation like three steps behind? Like, come on, dude. Weren't you preparing to re-debate me? Like, fucking hell.
Okay, what do you define as true? Define true for me really clearly in terms of logic.
Corresponding to reality. A statement corresponding to reality.
Okay, so I guess logic stems off metaphysics, which is reality. So therefore, contradictions hold weight because they stem from epistemology or metaphysics.
Hold on, I'm typing in someone more relevant to you than you. Give me like 2 seconds. What were you saying?
Okay. So essentially, so because contradictions stem from metaphysics, which is the nature of our reality.
Oh my god, dude! You're literally like you have not left like the initiatory point, bro. Like we literally have been past that for like 50 minutes. Like you were talking shit about the anime community. You realize they're all making fun of you because they know what I'm talking about, and you literally don't, Mister. I study a philosophy. Like you guys are degenerates, dude. Like you guys sit here and read random articles and then pretend you're smarter than everyone else because you write walls of text on TikTok. Like you guys are fucking degenerates. So let me just tell you one more time in a way that your pea brain might be able to understand. Can you prove that when I say you ought not kill fetuses, that is similar to the sentence "the sky is blue" rather than the sentence "ha ha 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 ha"?
Yeah, because that's expressing an opinion or belief.
What is?
The statement that an odd claim is expressing an opinion.
How do you know that it fits the first one and not the second one?
Because saying the sky is the sky is blue is an odd. Or saying like ha 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 is not an odd. It's not saying, it's not expressing a belief. It's an acknowledgement, or no, it's not.
Well, it's expressing a psychological state, right?
Yeah, but that's not like a judgment or anything, right?
That's my point. So how do you know it's a judgment and not an expression?
Because it's definitionally. Because in terms of language, we define.
But you're assuming it fits the definition. You understand that, right? I'm asking you, how do you know that? What's the justification?
When it comes to language, right? We say stuff and that means certain things. So if he says "ah ha ha," then he means that certain thing. If this guy does not know any language, then we can't tell him
with respect to some sort of convention that gives us truth value, rather than speaking to something expressivistic.
Say that again?
Did you not understand the English the first time?
No.
Okay, I'll do it one more time.
I was going back away from my computer.
I said real quick. I'll say it one more time, real quick and very slowly this time. Okay.
Okay.
How do you know it's a judgment and not an expression?
Because language identifies it as a judgment.
What language? Like you realize there's a whole branch of metaethics that disputes that.
If someone says "ah ha ha ha," right? He's speaking, he's not speaking a language. But most languages identify that with good things. And if he knows the language, then yes, he's just acknowledging something, right? But if he doesn't know any languages, then we can't interpret what he's saying. I don't understand this point.
I'm saying that you're arguing that because of language, we can believe that. I'm telling you that meta-ethicists have actually argued the complete opposite, and a lot more predominantly within recent times. AJ Arrow was one of them.
Can you give me an example? Can you give me an example? I don't know what you
Yeah,
mean.
you can just look up emotivism on the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. There's a whole section full of people who think about that. To believe.
So, what do they think?
Moral sentences are like ha 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 or ow, rather than wow, the sky is blue.
Okay, well, yeah, but we perceive things to be a certain way. That goes into, again, my argument.
I'm asking, why is your perception closer to the truth in that metaethical account?
It's not closer.
So it's not closer. So then we have no reason to believe in what you just said. All right. Again, that's another concession.
Okay, no, that's just a misclarification. But anyway, so you stated that these people are. No, let me finish. These
didn't speak as much as I wanted.
I think I misinterpreted.
Goddamn thing about it. I could be as rude as I want. Calm down. So I'm gonna ask you one more time. How is that a misclarification?
Because I misunderstood what you're saying. Are you saying that these people say that language does not express, or objectively, language is just non-existent? Or do these people say we perceive language to be non-existent? Because the second claim is false.
They believe moral language fits the caricature of boo-hoo or wow or yeah.
Wait, moral language?
Uh-huh.
So, is it the language we perceive? Is it the language we perceive or the language that objectively exists?
They're talking about language in common convention. So, when you and I talk, that itself is expressivistic. So, if you're asking within our perception, yeah, presumably.
Okay, so if it's within our perception, then it's just wrong because we are having a moral conversation right now.
What do you mean it's wrong?
Because we perceive our moral conversations to be more than boo-hoo and aha. Because of that assertion is wrong.
What makes you think that? Why are you so confident in saying that?
What do you mean?
Why are you so confident in saying our moral language is doing more than that? We are making judgments in fact rather than expressions. Why do you think that?
I mean, because we perceive that, right? We both perceive that.
Why do you believe that? You're saying that we perceive that. I know you think that. I'm saying why.
What do you mean? Why I perceive that's an empirical claim. I can't give a reason why.
So that's an empirical claim. Do you have the evidence for that claim?
Empirical claim. No.
Yeah,
I do not have evidence.
Point that you just dropped.
Oh, no. Let me finish.
You just admitted that it's an empirical claim. I asked you if you have evidence, and then you dropped the evidence, right? That's what you should have done, but you didn't drop the evidence and say you failed.
Yeah, okay, so again, you're asking me a question that's outside of my perception. So if it's outside of my perception, I've already acknowledged that I don't care about it because I argue for things that are good, that are ethical within our perception. So then again, this just hurt my point.
What do you mean this proves your point? If we're just talking about perceptive, if we're talking about perceptive judgments, you realize that you even fail on that front, right? The standard you feel comfortable in literally loses for you because we already established earlier that I'm pro-choice and no argument you've brought forward so far has actually been even remotely convincing. In fact, if anything, the argument you've made has literally made it so I'm actually believing in the opposite. I'm even more strongly pro-choice as a result.
Okay, so yeah, we're back where we started. Do you want to just do closing statements, or I'll just leave right now?
Yeah, you can just leave. Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Yeah, stupid bitch.
Oh, shout out to
Yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody likes you. All right. That's the end of the stream. I'm so glad you little bitch wanted to talk shit. That's what happens. I'm going to be very fucking rude to all these little stupid motherfuckers from now on, dude.